The house stood alone, forgotten, receding into the earth, like it was ashamed of what it had done. Lily stood at the edge of the property, a trespasser on the land of her own history. This place held her darkest memories, yet she couldn't stay away. She pushed the old gate open, the rusted hinges screaming in protest. The sound cut through her like a knife. The house loomed larger now, a skeletal silhouette against the dying sun. A shiver like an icy hand ran down her spine. She told herself it was the wind. The air grew thick as she approached the porch. It pressed against her chest, stealing her breath. This was more than just the weight of the past. This house was alive. She could feel it watching her. It recognized her. Lily reached for the doorknob. It was cold, like a corpse. Taking a deep breath, she turned the knob and stepped inside. Dust motes danced in the single shaft of light, piercing the gloom. The air hung heavy, thick with the perfume of decay, the scent of her childhood, but tainted, rotten. This was not the sweet embrace of nostalgia, but the suffocating grip of a nightmare she had been running from her whole life. She wandered through rooms frozen in time. The floral wallpaper, now faded and peeling, held the ghosts of her mother's touch. The old grandfather clock, its pendulum frozen at 5:30, as if time itself had abandoned this place. Each step was a descent into the abyss of her past. She paused at the entrance to the living room, her heart echoing in the silence. The air felt different here, colder, a presence. Her eyes were drawn to a massive, ornately framed mirror that dominated the far wall, the same mirror that had haunted her childhood nightmares. "Never look in that mirror, Lily," her mother's voice echoed in the silence. "It steals souls." Back then they were just stories. Now, standing on the precipice of her past, Lily wasn't so sure. Drawn by a force she couldn't explain, Lily moved towards the mirror. The floorboards groaned beneath her, each step a drumbeat of dread. As she got closer, she noticed something strange about the reflection. It wasn't reflecting the room. Instead, it showed a warped, distorted version of the house. Corridors stretched into impossible depths. Rooms were not where they should be, and the reflection of her own face. It was older, her eyes hollow and filled with an ancient sorrow. She reached out, fingers trembling, to touch the cold glass. It rippled beneath her touch like the surface of a dark, still pond. A wave of dizziness washed over her and she stumbled back, gasping for breath. The reflection was gone. The mirror showed the room just as it should. Had she imagined it? Was this house, this mirror, finally driving her mad? Lily's eyes darted around the room, searching for an explanation. Her heart pounded in her chest, like a frantic bird trapped in a cage. She needed to leave, to escape this suffocating house. Her gaze fell on a small mahogany table beneath the mirror. It wasn't there before. On top of it lay a single, yellowed envelope. The paper was thick and expensive, the ink faded but elegant. It was addressed to her. With trembling fingers, Lily picked up the envelope. The paper was ice cold beneath her touch. A sense of dread, heavy and suffocating, descended upon her. She knew with a certainty that chilled her to the bone that whatever was inside that envelope would change everything. Taking a deep breath, she tore open the seal. The note inside was short, written in a spidery, elegant hand. The words sent a shiver down her spine, a whisper of ice in her soul. "Beware the reflection, Lily. It craves what you have forgotten." Lily's breath caught in her throat. The room seemed to spin as the words on the note burned into her mind. What you had forgotten. What had she forgotten? What secrets did this house, this mirror, hold? As if in answer, the mirror darkened. The reflection rippled like water disturbed by a stone. Then slowly a figure began to emerge from the depths. It was a young girl, no older than 10, with long dark hair and eyes that shone with an unnatural light. Her face was pale, her lips tinged with blue, and she wore a simple white dress, stained with what looked like blood. The girl smiled, a chilling, empty expression that sent shivers down Lily's spine. She reached out from the mirror, her hand a translucent white, and whispered, her voice a hollow echo, "Help me, Lily." Lily stumbled back, her heart pounding in her chest, her mind reeling. This was impossible. It couldn't be real. But as she stared into the eyes of the girl in the mirror, she knew, with a certainty that chilled her to the core, that she was looking at something truly evil, something that had been waiting for her.